నగదు ఉపసంహరణ పరిమితిని వారానికి 24,000 నుంచి 50,000కు పెంచారు. ఆర్బీఐ నిర్ణయాలను ఆర్బీఐ గవర్నర్ సమీక్షిస్తున్నారు. మీడియా ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారం ద్వారా చూద్దాం.
Discussion that you had raised last time and the 1.25 that you all had moved to, these two elements coming together.
Yeah, we expect liquidity to be evening out. It's already started doing that because currency in circulation has gone into positive territory. There will be residual liquidity surplus during the rest of the year and a little bit into the early part of the year, but that's not so much due to demonetization as it is due to the fiscal policy being played out and all that. On the real interest rate, I think you mean the natural rate of interest. Yeah, so that doesn't change every time we meet, right? So we set out our range, 1.25 to 1.75, and stays there. And if you make your calculations, taking any risk-free rate and the forward inflation rate, you will come into that range.
Dudoshan?
Sir, in total, the new notes, how many of new notes of 2,500 have been circulated? And we're still seeing the effect of demonetization is there. So how long for a common man to end the suffering?
March 13th. Yeah.
The notes in circulation as of 27th January 2017, it had been 9.92 lakh crores of rupees, comprising of all the denominations, including the 2000s and 500s.
We don't usually give that information out, and Deputy Governor Gandhi has already laid out the two-step process by which we are easing the situation. Financial Times.
Hi, I was interested in the remarks about the NPAs, which obviously have been at quite elevated levels at several of the banks for some time now. I was wondering if we could get your thoughts on how big a problem this is for the economy. You speak to some people and they say, well, demand for credit is not that high, so perhaps it's not as big of a problem as one might think. But you clearly have voices on the other side as well. So how big a problem is this NPA problem for the economy? And what will it take to really draw a line under it? Thank you.
Yeah, I think the numbers are out there. I think the problem in an absolute sense is quite large. And I think it requires a significant recapitalization of the banking system, especially the public sector banks. But I think it also requires, I think, speedy and efficient resolution of the non-performing assets, the stressed assets. And I think it's easy to use the words demand and supply, but usually they are very hard to separate out. If you have a sector where you overlent as a banking sector as a whole, and then things come crashing down, usually that leaves the sector with excess capacity, and there, of course, there won't be demand. So I think it's hard to say this is just a pure supply and demand, sort of we can separate these out. I think if we resolve the NPAs of banks, it will probably actually help restore some of the capacity utilization in this sector by actually reducing some of the excess capacity. That might actually create healthy conditions for investment in these sectors. It might create pickup, and at the same time banks, because of the resolution of NPAs, might be able to consider beginning to start lending to these same sectors again.
So you can see to some extent it's holding back industrial activity?
I would say that, yes. But let me...
No, as Dr. Acharya already mentioned, these are the known figures that the level of stressed assets in the industry is slightly above 20% if we put GNPA, restructured and all those things. So it would not be fair to say that there is no concern. There is concern, but as generally it is referred to as a twin balance sheet problem. So focusing only on the bank's balance sheet and talking about the gross NPA ratio, that is the one part of it, and which, as you are aware, RBI has been focused on this for quite some time, and as a result of that continuously provisioning, I think that has to some extent equipped the banks to deal with those accounts. But obviously, this concern would be completely addressed with the other side of the twin balance sheet problem. That while it is good that the weaknesses have been recognized, provisions have been built, but I think key would be the resolution. For resolution, number of tools have already been given by RBI in past year and a half, and under each of these mechanism, quite a few number of cases have been taken up by the banking industry where they are working. The other important development in this will be around the bankruptcy code, which I think it will be very important that it becomes operationalized soon. Our sense is that a combined use of these tools, which would be very case specific and specific to individual entities, is something which we will continue to monitor.
सर अनुराग फ्रॉम जी बिजनेस सर सर जब हम खबरें देखते हैं जहां तक बताया जाता है कि जो डिमोनेटाइजेशन के बाद जो पुरानी करेंसी है तो कई बार लोग खबरें आती है कि 98% पुरानी करेंसी आ गई, कई बार बोलते हैं कि जिससे ज्यादा भी आ गई। तो सर आप एक बता सकते हैं क्योंकि पिछली पॉलिसी में बताया था कि पुराने नोट कितने वापस आ गए हैं, तो अभी तक का वो आंकड़ा बता पाए। और सर जिस तरह से बैंकों के अंदर और बैंकिंग अधिकारियों के बीच में गड़बड़ी हुई है तो एक आम आदमी का भरोसा जो है बैंकिंग पे थोड़ा कम हुआ है, तो उनके लिए एक मैसेज देना चाहेंगे आप एक आम आदमी के लिए कि अभी भी जो हमारी बैंकिंग प्रणाली है, बैंकें हैं, वो एकदम सुदृढ़ है और एकदम ठीक से है?
देखिए, पहली आपका दूसरा प्रश्न पहले लेता हूं। ये एक तो आपको पूरी तरह आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं रिजर्व बैंक की तरफ से, भारत की बैंकिंग प्रणाली बिल्कुल सुदृढ़ है और अगर कोई 2-4 घटनाएं इधर उधर हुई हैं तो उनको लेके एक ऐसा कयास करना कि बैंकिंग पद्धति में कमजोरी आ गई है, ये सही सोचना नहीं होगा। आपने जो बात कही वो भी अगर आप देखें कि पूरी बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री में कितनी शाखाएं, कितने लोग काम कर रहे हैं, मैं ये नहीं कहता कि कुछ केसेस नहीं हुए हैं, थोड़े बहुत केसेस हुए, लेकिन अगर आप पूरा उसका अगर विस्तार देखें तो मेरे ख्याल से इनका जो प्रतिशत है वो बहुत नगण्य है, वेरी वेरी नॉट सिग्निफिकेंट। एंड इन ऑल दोज केसेज, उन सारे केसों में कार्रवाई की गई है, काफी लोगों को सस्पेंड भी किया गया है। और आमतौर पर अगर देखा जाए तो जो आम आदमी के लिए बैंकिंग व्यवस्था ने इस पूरे 2 महीने के पीरियड में जिस ढंग से ड्यूटी से बढ़कर काम किया है, मैं सोचता हूं कि आप सब लोग, हालांकि ये कुछ केस आप जरूर बोलते हैं और बोलते रहते हैं, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से आप सबकी भी नैतिक जिम्मेदारी है कि वो जो मेजॉरिटी है जिन्होंने इतना जुड़ के अपनी ड्यूटी के बाहर काम किया है, उनके प्रति भी कभी कुछ प्रशंसा किया करें। वो तो बात हुई आपके जो दूसरा प्रश्न था। पहला प्रश्न, वो आंकड़ा उसकी काम जाली है और आप समझेंगे कि देखिए पूरे देश में 4000 करेंसी चेस्ट है, इसके अलावा रिजर्व बैंक 19 जगह करेंसी रखती है। इन सारे चेस्ट और रिजर्व बैंक के बीच में करेंसी का आना जाना होता है, तो ये सारी जब 30 दिसंबर के पश्चात एक मोटे तौर पे जो हमने सब बैंकों को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए कहा था, उसके बाद रिजर्व बैंक की टीम ने भी उसको सैंपल बेसिस पे उसकी चेकिंग की है, वो प्रक्रिया पूरी हो गई है। अकाउंटिंग खातों से जो कैश फिजिकल है उसका रिकंसिलेशन जारी है, तो ये काम आशा करते हैं हम कि अगले कुछ समय में ये काम पूरा हो जाएगा। इसके अलावा 2-3 चीजें हैं जो अभी भी ओपन एंडेड हैं, जो अभी खुली रहेंगी, क्योंकि जो कुछ समय शुरू में कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स ने जो केस लिया था और जिसके विषय में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी अपने निर्देश दिए हैं, तो नाबार्ड उस बारे में काम करेगा, तो वो आंकड़ा हमें अपने खाते में लेना होगा। हमारे देश के नेपाल और भूटान के साथ जो अरेंजमेंट है, जो व्यवस्था है, उसके अंतर्गत कुछ करेंसी नेपाल और भूटान में होगी।